while your mind might be protecting you from success. Welcome back to Breakthrough Weekly Podcast. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm really glad you found your way here. Before we begin, make sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss future episodes. Each week, we explore how subconscious patterns shape confidence, decision-making, and forward movement. If you've been feeling frustrated with yourself lately because you know what you want, you talk about it with confidence, yet somehow your actions don't fully match, this episode is for you. Today, we're talking about something that often gets misunderstood, why procrastination, hesitation, and overthinking are not just signs of laziness or lack of motivation, they're signs of protection. So take a breath, settle in, and let's get started. I see this all the time, especially with high-performing, capable professionals. People who sound confident when they talk about their goals, but they say things like, I know I can do it. It's just the market right now. Once I get through this quarter, I'll finally focus on myself. On the surface, everything sounds aligned. But their actions tell me a different story. They feel stuck. They procrastinate. They overthink. They delay. They make excuses that sound logical but don't align with what they say they want. And this is where most people get it wrong, because this isn't a motivation problem. It's a protection one. I've worked with driven, intelligent, highly capable people who are doing all the right things, reading the books, listening to the podcast, setting goals. Yet somehow the results never fully materialize. From the outside, it can look like a lack of discipline or follow through, but when words and actions don't align, that is a very clear signal that something deeper is running the show. And most of the time, that something is a subconscious belief, quietly shaping every decision, every delay, and every moment of self-doubt. Without them even realizing it, your mind isn't sabotaging you, it's protecting you. Here's where it gets interesting. The mind is incredibly good at sounding logical. I recently had a conversation that reminded me how often high achievers battle procrastination, even when they logically know exactly what to do. They have a clear vision, big goals, a strong sense of direction. But when I suggested that procrastination might actually be the mind's way of protecting them, there's often resistance. They'll say, like, I'm not afraid. It's just not the right timing. No one's hiring right now. Once things settle down, I'll start. Those explanations sound reasonable, but the mind is very clear. It creates logical stories that feel like strategy when in reality, they are protective excuses. When we quiet the logical mind and access the subconscious, something very honest usually surfaces. I need to protect myself. And then comes the real question, protection from what? For some people, it's fear of failing. For others, it's the pressure of success, the fear that achieving more could take them away from what they love, bring expectations they're not ready for, or change who they believe they need to be. And for many, it goes even deeper. A childhood moment when being seen, speaking up, or taking action led to discomfort, rejection, or emotional pain. In that moment, the mind learned something important. It learned that it wasn't safe to stand out. It wasn't safe to move forward. Once we uncover this, something powerful becomes clear. Procrastination has not been blocking success, it has been guarding against it. On a conscious level, people want more growth, more income, more visibility, more opportunity. But on a subconscious level, success has been linked with sacrifice. For some, that belief came from hearing phrases like nothing worth having comes easy. For others, it came from watching someone work themselves into exhaustion. Lose their health, lose their family, lose themselves. And once the brain associates success with sacrifice, it automatically registers success as pain. Pain equals danger. Danger equals threat. And your mind's number one job is survival. If success feels like loss, pressure, or overwhelmed, your brain will protect you from it at all cost, even if that means keeping you stuck. Everything I do in my work is grounded in the science of the mind, neuroscience, neurolinguistic programming, cognitive behavioral therapy. Your brain operates through neuroplasticity, its ability to create new pathways through awareness, language, and repetition. This isn't about positive thinking just alone. It's about updating subconscious programming so your beliefs finally align with your goals. That's why your inner dialogue matters so much. When your internal voice says, it's going to take too much, I'll lose myself, I won't be able to handle it, your subconscious believes you. It doesn't argue, it doesn't analyze, it simply follows instructions, even when those instructions contradict with what you consciously say you want. So let me say this clearly. Procrastination isn't laziness, it's misalignment. It's a signal that your conscious goals and subconscious beliefs are not in sync. And when that happens, hesitation takes over, not because you're incapable, but because there is a lack of trust in your ability to handle the task, the discomfort, or even the success that follows. Your mind is trying to keep you safe from something it believes it is dangerous. Even when that danger looks like your next promotion, launching your business, or reaching the income goal you've been working so hard towards too. Awareness is the first step. Procrastination isn't weakness, it's protection. The problem is that most people never realize it's happening because it's running on autopilot. In my sessions, we bring that pattern into awareness so you can recognize it in real time. Once you see it for what it is, you can interrupt it. You stop shaming yourself for not doing enough, and you start listening to what your mind is really trying to tell you. Because once a pattern is brought into the light, it no longer controls you. That's when progress stops feeling like a fight and it starts feeling like flow. And here's the bridge to confidence: action, taking consistently, even when it feels uncomfortable. Confidence isn't about something you wait for. Confidence is built through repetition. The death of success is inaction. And the bridge to confidence is doing that thing again and again and again until it becomes familiar. Before you go, if this episode resonated with you, I invite you to follow or subscribe to the podcast. It's the best way to stay connected and continue these conversations around mindset, subconscious patterns, and meaningful forward movement. And if you've been feeling like something invisible has been holding you back, that is your subconscious at work. I help high-performing professionals uncover and rewire the patterns that keep them stuck so execution becomes natural again. If you're curious whether this work is right for you, you can book a free discovery call at www.thethrivingpathways.com/appointment. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen. I'll see you in the next episode.